Well, we're on our way home from the sale. Can't say I was surprised on what took place in London. And some of the prices were high. They weren't, I guess some of them weren't outrageous, but some of them were high. And we're not there looking for high horses. I went there to find some value. Now, there was one horse, I guess, in hindsight. I could have bought. I bid on quite a bit. I thought I had him, and the last guy bid one more time. He was exactly where I said he'd go yesterday, and that was number 64, Triton Sealster. He went for $85,000. I had the $82,000 bid. I guess I could have went to 87, but he would have went 90. I didn't look to see who bought the horse. You still have that open?
Yeah, shut it.
You shut her? No. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. All the trotters we were looking at today went high. James wanted to buy Hip 42, who was my number 2 pick of the wholesale. I did hit 3 top horses I wanted. 3 I wanted. Now, in fairness, I only had 1 pacer I was looking at, and I got her. I knew what I wanted to pay for. I came in about $8,000 under what I wanted to pay for her, what I would pay for her. Thought she was a beautiful filly. And along the way, Harry and I did some business, found a nice horse. We'll talk about the 2 that we bought. And I don't want to spend too much time dwelling on the ones we didn't, because quite frankly, in fact, none of the horses I looked at today that I thought we could buy, I told you I thought we'd do some business. We did. And as I said it, quietly in my head, I knew that it may not be the trotting variety. Now, there's a lot of our clients like, I don't want pacers, I don't want pacers. I'm not a big pacer fan too, but I tell you what I am. I'm a value fan, and there was none to be found today at London. When I told you we could have bought number 64, that was the top. That was the ceiling. $1 more than what he went for would have been above fair market value. I think it would have easily crept into a seller's price, and I'm not interested. I told you guys this would happen in London. It does every single year. Everybody sits on their money and waits for London. I guess there is a premium price to be paid when you don't have to leave your province and you're an hour away from a sale. So I guess that's the way that people justify it. You know, the dollar is strong again. The U.S. dollar, the Canadian dollar is weak right now also. So does that play all a role? It could. But every single year this happens. It just gets a little, it's strong. It's a strong sale. It's a seller's sale, and always is. Now, having said that, we did do some business. As I said, James ended up buying Hip 42. I thought that quote was 44, 45, 48. Yeah, James bid one more time. He bid one more time. The guy was going to hook him for $2,000. He missed that part, eh? Guy bid 52, and I knew James wanted to buy him. Guy bid 52. They were both pretty much on fumes. And James went to look at the guy bid. I said, just tell the guy 53. Say 53. Don't say yes, because he'll make you go 55. James looks at the guy, 53, and he got the horse. So he saved $2,000 because he was going to get him for 53 or 55. Only the sale would have got another 2. So James ended up getting the horse for 53. I thought that was a little much. By a hair. And he wanted the horse. When you go there and there's a horse you want, and you're going to pay a little bit more for him, fine. If you wanted him, go ahead.
There's a premium.
Yeah, we don't operate that way. We look at a ton of horses, and it's all about value, and that's what it was today. Now, I will tell you, we did find a ton of value today. I told you we found a little bit of value in Hip number 91. Now, we'll review again Hip number 91. This was a filly I did a video about yesterday, Mick Paisley. Just a beautiful little not a little filly at all, beautiful big filly. I don't know much about McWickets other than the average was 47,000 US in Lexington for McWickets. This is McWicket out of a Mach 3 mare who's a sister to Rosado, Artstar. Good family. But aside from the family and all that other stuff we talk about before we buy the horses, what's most important is the horse. And this is a dandy. She is a beautiful filly. I didn't go there to look at fillies. Somebody had her out, and I was looking at the horses. And in between them bringing the horses out that I wanted to look at, I kept seeing this thing out on the floor. I'm like, man, that's a beautiful horse. So I walk over, and it was at Aaronwood. And Andrew is just a really nice guy. I said, hey, can I see 91? And I looked through my catalogs. It's Pacer. It's McWicket. She's a beautiful filly. He brought her out. She is perfect. Very, very happy with her. I would have bit my lip at 42 and probably gone to 45, and we got her for 37. So I am happy with the business we did with the filly I wanted. If we'd have bought 5 trotters and that filly, I'd still be happy with that filly. Very, very happy with her. Now, along the way, I noticed something, and I didn't follow the Ontario scene that closely this year. I know that Burke was high in his all bets offs. I don't know how they ended up the year, and I don't know if there was good ones or bad ones, but all bets off's the son of Better's Delight. All bets off, America 48, well over $1 million made. I mean, I might have $2 million made. I have no idea, but a very good horse. Now, we've talked about judging sires on their first crop, and I guess I kind of did when it came to Enterprise in Ohio. But Better's Delight himself, you might remember better than me, had a terrible first crop. And people were just dumping their shares. I remember this because I remember the story. Steve Jones told the story of Cameo Hills, how everybody was dumping their shares, their stallion shares of Better's Delight. And he said, I just kept buying them all up. We doubled down on Better's Delight, and he came out with a good second year, and then the rest is history. He's been one of the strongest sires in the history of horse racing. Well, definitely in my generation. You know, the amount of horses he's thrown in New Zealand, Australia.
20 years.
Oh, yeah, Australia, and then come over here and do what he's done. The horse has been absolutely one of the best sires in the last generation in this industry. So I'm not going to judge all bets off. I honestly, truthfully don't know anything about them, but obviously the people were cold on them today. Harry and I watched Ian Moore's Colt's brother or sister go through. That was by all bets off. And the bidding, I think she landed on 80, which okay, it's fine. But they had to drag her to 80. She was it was like a half an hour sitcom getting her to 80. Sales by the way. And I looked at James. I said, was there no all bets offs or any good take? This year, because I know that Burke was high on his training down.
One finished second in Superfighter, didn't it?
I don't know. I didn't follow it. But this is a good looking one. So I got looking through the catalog. I said, about hip number 76. This is an all bets off. Brother to En Avant and Greatest Ending. Now, En Avant raced in the Meadowlands Pace, I believe, North American Cup. This was a fast horse. It made $250,000. Took America 148 flat. Now, the other horse, this is the first dam, by the way. This is Great Bet's brother, is En Avant and Greatest Ending. Greatest Ending raced in the Little Brown Jug with me. That's who Mark drove in the Little Brown Jug.
He also finished second in Pennsylvania.
Yes, and got beat a snout.
Yeah.
A snout. The horse was fantastic. You might say, it's a pretty good first dam. Yeah, you might want to look at the second dam. The second dam is She's a Great Lady. You may say, she must have been named after that stake race.
Yeah.
No, the stake race was named after her. She's a Great Lady, 150 and 4, 973,000 made. And if you're wondering if she happened to throw anything, just Lady Macbeth, 800,000 made. America, as a 2-year-old, we talk about this all the time, as a 2-year-old, 52 and 1. Now, when you go to sales, do you look to see if they have 2-year-old marks?
No.
See, I do all the time. I just find myself looking now just to see, look at this, 2-year-old mark, all these 2-year-old marks on this page. I just think we want to see them race. Yeah, we want to see them race at 2. Well, it might be nice to see, is there any indicators that other horses raced at 2 in the families? So, Great Bet. I think he'd OCD's out. Good looking horse though. Towed in a little bit, but as Harry and I talked, this is more a Better's Delight thing, and this is the son of Better's Delight.
They all do.
Yeah, they all do. So, Great Bet, I think was a great bargain, to be honest.
Next, beautiful.
It was funny because I don't want to put anybody on the spot. I'm not going to drop names. So I went to another consignment and asked them to hold on to our 2 files of paperwork from today. Paid for the horses. First time I'd done that in my life at the sale. I did it when I paid for the horses. Paid for the horses. So I had the release envelopes, and I gave them both to another consignor. I said, could you hold on to these for me? My wife and Danny are coming down tomorrow. We do have some horses to look at. He said, no problem, Anthony, I'll take care of it. He said he saw the other envelope, and he goes, you bought Garth's horse. So Garth Henry, Dr. Garth Henry in Ottawa, consigned the hip number 74. Great Ending, was that his name? I keep forgetting his name. Great Bet. He said, you bought Garth's horse. I said, yeah. He said, I had the little operations or whatever, no big deal. He said, I didn't see what you pay for him. I said 29,000. He said 29,000. Now, he didn't consign this horse, so there's no reason to talk the horse up. He goes, 29,000. I said, yeah. He goes, Oh my God! I just assumed he'd bring lots.
I thought he'd bring twice that much.
At least. Now, the only way that this horse went for what he did was people are cold on the all that time. There is no other way to explain what took place at hip number 74. It's impossible. And I wish I could tell you the stats and all that's off. I have no idea. I know somebody will definitely email them to me. At the end of the day, he's a first crop sire in Ontario, son of Bettor's Delight. But most importantly, like we always talk about, it's a good looking horse. And I don't have to sell you on, the first dam's a little weak, but the rest of the family's good. He's got two brothers that were stakes, major stakes race horses. Greatest Ending, is that his name?
Greatest Ending?
Greatest Ending's a horse that Mark drove second in the PA finals. He won the race in Poconos in 48, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he? Is that on there?
Yeah, he did 49-1.
49, okay. Was that the Poconos out of 5/8?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think this book was printed before. I think if we looked up right now, Greatest Ending has a lot more money made and a quicker mark than that. I could be wrong, but I know Mark won a big race with him at the Poconos, and then he got an abscess. That horse was pretty lame in the jug too. They raced him and they come back the other day. Raced again the other day, but I didn't see how he finished. He'll be in the British crowd.
All right, too.
Onavant, yeah, and great somewhere racing the PA Sires also. So,
Yeah, it just takes a little better than the average horse race in Pennsylvania Sires.
yeah, that's no joke.
Yeah.
He raced in the Sire Stakes. He's a legit horse. Well, we had a pacer this year who paced 53, and we didn't even entertain the idea of racing in the Sire Stakes. You're talking 50-51 for 2-year-old pacers on a 5/8 mile track. It's a tough place to race horses. So, no, we didn't get any trotters, but you know what? This isn't, the stable.ca isn't just about trotters. I'm trying to show everybody that also. You give us quality horses, we're going to turn out quality race horses. And that is where the work comes in. And it has to be built around value. I'm sorry, it just is. And I'm not paying $110,000 or $20,000 for a trotter that I think in my heart is worth 80, 85. Now, I could have maybe stretched to 87 on hip 64, but you have to remember, my number one pick of the whole sale was hip 69, and I hope the filly races great for Anthony Hahn. Congratulations to him for buying the filly. I don't know what she was worth. I know what I priced her at. That means nothing. It's what she's going to do, and she was an exceptionally good-looking filly. And good luck to James with the trotting colt. Again, if you have 2 or 3 horses, you're going to go to the sale. You're going to have to stretch a little bit. You're not going to be able to pick up a sale catalog, tell me the 3 horses you want, and then buy them for less than what you think they're worth. It's just not going to happen. So if James wants to pay a little bit more for the horse he wanted, then good on him. It's a different way of looking at it. It's the way that most people go to the sales, but it is not the way that I go to the sales. We went there for value. I think we got a very, very good deal. And again, none of this matters until next July. When we're talking about right here and now in October, I think a great bet was a great purchase. And I got the pacing filly. If I was going to buy a pacer, that was the one I wanted. Was hip number 91. We got her. She's coming home. I know we got 3 pacing fillies for Ontario. No, we got 4 pacers for Ontario.
Yes.
We also have another one also. So we'll see if we can do some business tomorrow in London. And keep in mind, everybody, we still have Harrisburg. They sell Ontario breds in Harrisburg. So we spent today, what did we spend? 37 and 29, 66,000. Still lots of room left for some quality trotters. Our pacers. For some quality trotters. We'll either find 1 or 2 tomorrow, or we'll find them in Harrisburg, but we will find them. So rest assured, value as it was is still in place. It's still intact. And I know there's going to be some people saying, pacers. I trained you that way. Because I didn't really love pacers, but at the same time, you're going to give me a lot of value in a race horse. We're going to take full advantage of it. We did well with pacers this year. We had some horses that we liked this year. And I'm sure we'll be just fine in 2023. So with that, I'll let you guys go. I'll talk to you soon. I am off to Ohio as soon as I get home. Gotta go with all the job cards. He was busy today. As soon as I get home, I am going to have a shower, maybe have a quick nap, and then around 8 o'clock when the kids go to bed, I am going to head out to Ohio. Got all the babies to jog tomorrow morning at Northfield Park. I have to go over and race at the Meadows tomorrow. I'm going to race Macho Martini at the Meadows. I am going to race 3 horses tomorrow at Northfield Park at night. And then I get up in the morning, go with the babies again Thursday, and then head back here for some Thursday night racing. At Mohawk, and then Friday. Did they draw Friday yet? How do we draw? Do you know?
See in a second.
That's another video for another time. So anyway, we'll talk to you all soon. This is Harry Bolton. You can take a still of his photograph. Not very often you see one, Harry. Not very often you see one. If you see one, make sure you take a picture. Take care.